everyone. So if I sound different, you know why. The audio quality isn't as good recording it this way, which is weird, but I thought I would just react to this because I thought it was really, really sad the fact he wanted to do this. So let's just get straight into it.
I made a colossal mistake. Just an enormous mistake. Look, my kids have been eating a vegan diet for a long time, right? Just like me.
At least he acknowledges that putting kids on a vegan diet is a huge mistake. Don't ever do it.
I was eating a vegan diet for 5 years. Why would I make my kids something different? My son is actually 5 years old. He was born around the same time that I got diagnosed with Lyme disease, which is why I switched to a vegan diet to begin with. So my kids have been eating this.
That is no reason to switch to a vegan diet. Never is, never will be. There's no reason to switch to a vegan diet at all.
Vegan diet for so long. I'm just going to be open and honest. My son wanted a piece of steak. I said, hey, you want some steak? He said, yes. Gave him a piece of steak. His mom, my ex-wife, got extremely upset that I would give him meat because he is a vegan. And I was actually really, really surprised that he even wanted the steak to begin with. I think maybe it's because he sees daddy eating it and he wants to be like daddy. I know when I was a little kid, I wanted to be like my dad. I think that's just how it goes. My ex-wife was so angry. We got in a huge fight. This is nothing new. Obviously, we got divorced for a reason. We fight all the time. That's not really the issue.
Yeah, vegans are going to fight you every step of the way. When you start feeling a certain way and then finally disagreeing with everything they have to say and want to put on you, they will fight you every step of the way, and there's nothing you can do sometimes. Sometimes the best course of action is to leave them. And I'm glad that's what he did.
The issue is we have to decide what's better for our kids. Is it better for them to be vegans? Is it
Freak no. Sorry.
better for them to be non-vegans? Is it somewhere in the middle? And so
You're a human. Look into our biology. And look into the archaeological evidence. Because we haven't changed much since then. The only thing that changed is our brain size, and you guessed why. Agriculture. And what is agriculture? Well, you can Google it.
So that's the mistake that I made. Not giving my son steak. Let me elaborate. I made the mistake of switching to a non-vegan too quickly. Now, from my point of view, it wasn't.
You can't switch. Okay, you can't switch too quickly. Sorry, not sorry.
Because I was taking everything into account. I was looking over here, looking over there, doing the research. I was in a course.
See, you can't switch too quickly. This part is where it gets sad, guys.
For sports nutrition, I was going to seminars that cost thousands of dollars to learn more and more about lab test results, looking at lab tests, how to eat and sleep and train properly for sports. And so I was really, really invested before I made the decision, all right, I'm gonna go and become a non-vegan. I'm gonna start eating meat and eggs, and that's pretty much it at first. So I decided I was gonna make that switch, and I just woke up. I'm the type of person that when I make a decision, right, I took a long time to make the decision, so when I made the decision, I do it quickly. I wake up the next day, I eat some eggs, I start eating meat, I just do it right away. I don't have to answer to anybody. I got divorced, right? I don't have to ask someone permission to do this. This is my life, this is my body. I can do what I want. So I made the switch very quickly, and that is the mistake that I made, because if I could go back in time, what I would have.
I thought the mistake was giving your, I thought you said the mistake was not giving your son meat. So which is it? He's still way too brain fogged to figure it out. You are terribly, horribly affected by the vegan diet. You need to get off this now Don't go back. This was only posted 10 days ago. Do not go back. I beg of you, this is ridiculous. You're putting your brain at risk here. Don't go 3 more months. I can't even. I can barely listen to you right now because you first said that your mistake was that you weren't giving your son meat, and now you're saying your mistake was you went to eating meat again too quickly. Which is it?
Done is I would have gotten a blood test when I was still a vegan. I would have gotten that blood test so I could look at the results, look at how my blood was doing. Then I would have made the switch. Then I would have got another blood test and compared the two and seen, is this better or is it not? Is it better to eat meat for me or not? And now I just don't know because I don't have the data.
You know by how your mental health is treating you. You know by how your energy levels feel. You need to pay more attention to that. Don't focus on the lab tests because doctors are going to tell you, oh, now this is too high. It was really low. Now it's way too high. Look, my B12 is apparently way too high. But that's okay for me because any lower and I'd be having tingling in my nerves right now. So I'm glad I have it where it's at.
I don't have the actual numbers. I don't have the actual physiology, the actual biology of what's going on inside of my body because I didn't take my time in making that switch. I didn't get the blood test. So I'm going to right my wrong. And how am I going to do that?
Look, you already sound deteriorated. That shakiness, like no matter how much water you drink, that won't go away until a few years after. So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to get a blood test. Now that I'm a non-vegan, this will be the non-vegan blood test. I'll have.
You've not been non-vegan long enough. You really haven't. You really, really haven't.
The blood test. I'll have all of the results. I'll know exactly how my body's doing on this non-vegan diet, what I need to change, what I need to look out for. Then I will go vegan again for about 3.
Sorry, my desktop, by the way, is going ballistic. In case you see the screen jumping around. Sorry.
4 months, maybe a whole quarter. That way my body has time to adjust and change to the vegan diet.
That's not even enough time to adjust to the meat diet. I'm sorry. It's not. You need to do it for years. You are still very deprived, I can tell, from the vegan diet. You can still do it and not be too badly affected. Because it sounds like you've only been non-vegan for like, I don't know, maybe a few weeks. That's enough time. You can still get those tests. Because a lot of people, when they stop being vegan, they're still eating plants. So go get those tests. Go do it. Go do it. My iron levels stayed the same even when I switched to an animal-based diet. It stayed the same for several months. And then and only then, did it finally start to go up. So this is ridiculous. You don't even sound like you've been non-vegan for that long. So, no.
I'm going to eat the same way I was eating before I made the switch. That was a lot of tofu, a lot of fake meats, a lot of salads, a lot of rice and beans and things of that nature. And I'm going to make that switch, and then I'm going to get another blood test, and I'll have the 2 blood tests that I originally wanted, and we can finally put this vegan debate to rest. Now, what are these 2 results going to tell us? Are they going to tell us that whether a vegan diet is good or bad, or whether it's the best?
You have to do it for long enough, and clearly you've been vegan way longer. You need to, you're still fine to get that test now. You're still fine. You're not going to fix deficiencies in weeks.
Best diet or not? No. In fact, it's going to tell us one thing and one thing only, and that's how my personal body
Because guess why? That's not true. Guess why? Because it happens with everybody.
responds to a vegan diet. Look, that's one thing that vegans always get wrong that really, really makes me angry, is they think that it's a one-size-fits-all approach.
It is. It happens slower in some people, but it is. Everybody gets deficient. I can hear it in your voice. I can hear it in the way you talk.
That everybody should adopt this lifestyle. Now, from a moral standpoint, okay, I'll give
Shut up about morals. Sorry. Not sorry.
it to you from a I don't want to kill animals standpoint, fine. But if we're talking about
You already are.
health, there is no one-size-fits-all approach. All of our physiologies are different.
Not that much different. Look into it.
A vegan diet works for me, it doesn't mean it's going to work for everybody.
It isn't working for you. I can hear it.
If a non-vegan diet works better for me, doesn't mean that's going to work for everybody. But at
It will, and it always has. No human was ever vegan.
least my family will know whether or not a vegan diet works better. And I think I can assume and extrapolate that if a non-vegan diet or a vegan diet works better for my body, it's most likely going to work better for my children's bodies because they
LOL. Clearly, your ex-wife, is mentally ill. And you're at least trying to wake yourself up, but you're doing it the wrong way. You're coming at it wrong. Look, you need to throw in the towel completely. You can't just keep doing this to yourself. You're already killing your brain. I can hear it.
are my blood. They've come from me. We are
Oh yeah, because you did both of them, right? Give me a break.
family. They started in my body, like it or not. I mean, they grew inside of my ex-wife's body, but they still came from me. We're still blood. We have a lot of similarities, and that will give us some data, at least some.
Look, the childbirth part of it would have been a better way to describe it because you didn't give birth to them. So that's where it's different. Like, you would know from just that in itself. Come on. Vegan diets don't work for anybody. That's all I'm gonna say. They don't work for any human on the planet, for anybody. Whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter.
Some data to make a decision on. Now, if I wanted to be really picky and I wanted to go really deep, I would get their blood tested too. And I may do that, but I can't make them switch diets and do all of that in order to get that data. But I do think that a lot of people will benefit from seeing this data of me switching from a non-vegan diet to a vegan diet and getting both sets of data, okay? There's a chance that we learn a lot about a vegan diet.
There's already enough information out there. Oh my lord, these people.
Based on this data that comes in. At the very least, we'll learn a lot about my personal body, my personal physiology, and maybe it will hold true for others as well. So maybe others can make their adjustments and get their own data for their body, but they can still kind of extrapolate and assume that the same things are happening in their body. So watch this channel because it's going to be absolutely fascinating to see what happens on a vegan diet versus a non-vegan diet. What is happening to my blood? What are the changes that are happening in my body? Is it good for your hormones, for testosterone to be on?
No, it definitely isn't. You don't sound like you're doing too well. Your testosterone sounds like it's way too low.
On a vegan diet or a non-vegan diet, which one is better? I mean, they have studies that have linked saturated fat to testosterone, not a ton of saturated fat usually in a vegan diet. So we're gonna find out once and for all which is better for me, for my family, and maybe even for you. So hit the subscribe button Stay tuned. Hit the bell for notifications so that you can
No way
find
I'm
out
doing
what's
that.
going on. I'm not able to get the blood test until the end of this month, the end of September. So that's a long way away. I'm still going to be creating content probably about other subjects because I can't keep talking about veganism when I don't have the data in front of me. But we are going to learn so much together about a vegan diet from doing this experiment. And I'm willing to put my body on the line, be that guinea pig, so that others can learn so much about diet, lifestyle.
You already sound like you're suffering, buddy.
So if you're interested in that, again, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know when we upload videos, and let's find out what's better. Thanks for watching. My name's Ryan Kearns. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye. Peace.
Well, that was a disappointment. Anyways, I'm quite heated, as you can tell, because this person is putting his body more at risk. I can hear it in his voice. I can hear it in the way he speaks. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm even talking faster than him. Anyways, that's it. I'll post this, and I hope you enjoy.